All right. Here we are again. Appreciate anybody who's watching this live or on the playback. This is a streaming little Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is already not on freaking PC, but we're still streaming the PS5 version. No, it's a little late. Didn't know if I was going to stream or hit the gym because I'm feeling not 100% under the weather, but just a little allergic. I'll just, instead of going to the gym and then potentially being up even later, let me just stream, and then tomorrow, hopefully I'm feeling good enough to go. Which I could go. It's not that bad. Hey, lovely Sherry. Appreciate you being here. Not that bad. Just, I don't know, sciences are killing me. And that's why Jaden Daniels will have a sophomore slump. What's that to do? I've seen you on that, what is it, because I watched the playback and I saw your name there, so I'm like, God damn, what's that podcast? The Cody Stutes or something, and something else. I keep forgetting the name of it. I think I had it last time. I don't know if Jaden Daniels will have a sophomore slump. I don't like considering what you call it had CJ. I don't think that was a sophomore slump. SNL, yeah. I don't think that was a sophomore slump. I think that's unfair to look at it as that. You still won a playoff game, still won your division. You had a worse offensive line. You had a worse receiver core, but you still were able to have the same success. Like, you may have had a better defense, and that's fair enough. But I don't think it was a pure sophomore slump. I think it's kind of overrated as far as what CJ did this past year. Is that the damn cacti? No, just what's going on? I think that's an unfair sort of analysis that people just say. And I think part of that is because a lot of people expected a crazy numbers year for CJ. And that's just not what happened. Doesn't mean it was a slump. So if you expected this crazy number from Jaden and you don't get it and you call it a slump, which I'm sure people will. You know what I'm saying? That's the way we do things. I don't know if I see it as such. Ooh, now that would be making slump. You think the Commanders won't make the playoffs? We'll see. Now that's kind of I'd say at least a warm take. So that's definitely a pretty warm take, I gotta say. Like, not making the playoffs at all, I don't know. Goodness, he's just not hitting him. Oh wait, actually, but we'll see. That might be correct. Certainly, it does happen. Shit, wow. Take care of yourself, buddy. But yeah, certainly it could happen. See, I'm worried about at the end of the day, because of how necessary this draft is for. I see some people downplaying, they can get some guards out the third and fourth round. Do they even have a fourth round pick? I think they got 2 third rounds instead. But the idea is, I think they got maybe 2 thirds and no fourth, but a fifth or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But it's just this feeling like, they'll get their offensive line figured out, when it's like, well, last year they paid a lot for a little, which is why they had to get rid of was a Tunzel and some of these other guys. It's, you know, not the easiest task to build an offensive line. Hey, Fizz just got done streaming. So if you want to check after this stream, you want to see what Fizz did, check out his stream. Texas that's the potential. You know, I just talked about the offensive line. The best way to help your offensive line is to get another running back. You know, shout out to my Lions amongst other teams that showed, hey, you can have 2 number 1 style running backs and just get a lot of carries. And that's another way to keep your you know, if you got a guy like CJ who's took a lot of beating, having another running back with Mixon, that's a good way of protecting them. You know what I mean? That's a good way of keeping them clean. I know they want a receiver, but I honestly think a running back might be more practical. You know what I mean? If it were me, but I'm always a pro running guy. I've always been that way. I hate to see the running back get undervalued by the modern era. Shout out to analytics. I'm a guy, you know, I would say yeah. But I know they probably, a lot of the conventional thinking is maybe rush in, but more than likely O-line or wide receiver. That's the convention. That's been the conventional wisdom, no matter what you see for the Texans, is O-line, wide receiver. But I honestly am of the opinion that a running back will maybe provide more value, especially just you talk about the short term. I feel like, you know, listen, the receiving core last year would have worked if there was better play calling and better offensive line play. And like I said, if you got all of a sudden, you know, all those extra quality carries because you got another runner, all of a sudden it's a little bit easier for those receivers to get open. Mixon and Mario Hampton, both guards were bums, both gone. Yeah, they like a lot of people who don't, and I'm still more of a Lions fan, but I had a softball on the Texans, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, why did they get rid of so many people from this offensive line?" It's like it was one of the highest paid and one of the worst. It's like which is why they had to take so many risky guys and 1-year deals and all this stuff. It's not ideal, but it's like, what do you do when you have this very specific situation where you have such a poor offensive line that costs you so much? So Mixon and Hampton. Again, could have rushed in. Be there, and you're like, you know, he fell hard. D'Amico took a week, came back, fired everyone. He had to. You know what? Especially because you still haven't paid CJ yet. These next couple years, you gotta really maximize the team, and you gotta have a team. Even when you do pay CJ, you gotta have the offensive line in place, or at least a scheme. Like I said, that's why I think there might be more value on running back. I'm just an asshole on the internet, but there might be more value on running back. Getting a running back, you have him and Mixon, like you said, Mixon, Mario Hampton, and then you just live with the results. Get a little run, especially and that goes along with a lot of what you're doing anyway. This is at the end of the day, this is going to be one of the better defenses in the league. It should be, right? If you can repeat what you did last year with some of the additions, you would like to think this is going to be a top 10 defense. So run the ball, make it easier on the top 10 defense. CJ and Will Anderson. Man, like I just, you know, D'Amico really did fire everybody. A lot of people was wondering would he fire Slowick, and he did because he had to. And maybe we were too hard on Slowick. That offensive line again was really bad, and that does need to be said. And they got a new offense. I mean, they fired everybody. They got a new offensive line coach. We'll see what happens. That doesn't mean you're gonna have a better time because you got a new coach. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm kind of excited for the draft. It's like I'm starting to get kind of excited for WrestleMania. It ain't perfect. Nothing is, but you know. One thing about the draft, I want to see if everybody's predictions of people, because I feel like a lot of people are down on this year's draft. What the hell button is it? Like the perception is that, oh, well, these players are worse than the players from last year. Which I'm not saying they aren't, but we don't know yet because they haven't even played in the league yet. They haven't had their chance to. The hell, which? Where the hell am I supposed to go? They need rookie contracts on the O-line? Yes. And then more rookie contracts on the D-line and skill position? Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Getting rookie contracts on the O-line instead of having that makes it a little bit easier to build, especially, like you said, in a couple years you're not going to have CJ on his rookie. I agree with that as well. That's what makes this draft so important. I mean, and if they feel like what I have heard from SNL and other podcasts is like, well, maybe it seems like a lot of players that people want are actually in the second, third, and fourth round. And to me, that's very weird, right? Because it's like, well, if you want the guy, you think he's good enough, then fucking draft him, right? But the perception is, well, these guys can be had in the third round, fourth round, whatever, especially when we talk about offensive line. But I've heard that by even some of the quarterbacks. Well, Jalen Milroe drafted him in the third round and sit him behind somebody, which I probably would be the best thing for him. Maybe the Rams draft him in the third round, or maybe and what button do you hit to use this thing? What the fuck? This is obnoxious. Especially, I'll be forgetting the controls. Shit, we need to heal. I didn't even realize that. Hey, Wade. Seemed like it was going to be an awesome defensive class and it started looking disappointing. I still think, one of the more overrated guys, and I know he was good when he was healthy, but no one's worried about Abdul Carter being injured. Like, we're just okay with it. I mean, I hope he's cool. And then you keep hearing mixed things about Travis. Is he a better DB or is he a better receiver? And for some reason, we're just assuming that the Browns are not going to draft Shador. And there's just this, well, Shador and Cam are worse than other. Are we sure about that? Oh, shoot. I remember when everyone thought Trey Lance was can't miss. And turned out that the worst player in the draft was better than him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you never know with these fucking analysts. His get so much fucking wrong. You know what I mean? They get so much fucking wrong so often that a lot of the grades that you end up basing the shit that, you end up basing how you think about the draft based upon what these motherfuckers are saying, and they're just giving you fucking false information. So we'll just see. That's all you can say.
about you pull yourself together?
Shit. Oh, wait, shit. Fuck. Put Hunter on the Browns so no one will care. Maybe. I don't see, like, why would the Browns not draft Shedeur Sanders? What would be the reason? The Browns absolutely. That's one thing I don't understand. Wait, you been following the draft? I don't understand this idea that the Browns and that Shedeur's just gonna fall. I kind of think that's bullshit because of teams maybe like the Saints, maybe like the Raiders who want Shedeur to fall. But I'm just like, what? Why did we just start assuming that the Browns are just not gonna draft Shedeur? Like, I mean, they may not. But it's just like, or they may do it, you know what I mean? Shit. No. But again, like I said, we'll see. But it's just like out of nowhere. Oh, Shedeur's gonna fall out the first round. Like, how? Why? Why would he? In a quarterback starve league, I think there's gonna be more than 2 first round picks at quarterback. That's what I think. I think more players are gonna. I think that's more likely than somebody falling out the first round. So it's just like, well, what are the Steelers gonna do? Or even though, what are the Steelers? What are the Rams? What are teams that absolutely need something long term? What are they gonna do? It's gonna tap out? Like, I doubt it. We've seen reach. I mean, even like Bo Nix wasn't supposed to be a first rounder last year, but he wasn't. He ended up being a solid player. Shit like that is why you just can't trust him. They're talking about, well, maybe take Jackson Dart in the second round instead of Cam Ward. Why? They want to take another year? I get that, and I get a lot of people are hyping up the next year's class, but I don't know that. You know, I don't. I get how they grade guys out, but they're wrong so much. I feel like you got to determine if the person in front of you is the guy. Are you just going to tank another season? It just, all right, we're just tanking. And I get that the Browns may feel like, man, we kind of have to because we're still dealing with this madness that is that Deshaun Watson contract. And I feel, you know what, I made a video about how quarterbacks are overpaid, and I feel like more people are coming to that conclusion. You're starting to see more people, more of a, oops, I didn't mean to do that. More people and more, you know, analysts recognize, like, hey, you know, there's something. Some of these guys are getting too big of a payday. I mean, I don't know. And then if even if the Browns do not take him, the Giants, and they got a better situation to me to take him because they have a starter. They could literally not. They don't have to take the risk of starting Shedeur day one. You know what I mean? They can go with Russ. Why wouldn't you want to? Which I think needs to happen. That's another thing I was wondering. Like, you know what? Because of the perception that some of these quarterbacks need to sit in the year or sit some time, these guys might end up better because they sat behind another quarterback. They may end up better. So that's something I keep thinking of. Like, is that going to play a role too? But we'll see. How do I get up? We'll see. Again, is that as high as I can get? Okay. There it is. And you don't know who's going to really be sweet out of that class. I mean, how many times have we thought, oh man, this guy's going to be a top pick, and then he has another year to show, you know. That's why guys, when they can be a top pick, leave. That's why you have a Trey Lance only has one good year and he leaves, because you don't want to get exposed as a fraud. You want a lot of, you want to try to basically fandangle the system if you can help it. So we'll see. Oh yeah, I forgot all about this thing. Shit. Oh well. Hey, Sentient. Appreciate you being here. Just talking some American foosball, your favorite, and playing some Final Fantasy, also your favorite. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. Where's the... Oops. Hold it. Okay. Gay on gay violence. I like you call it gay rugby, we call it football. I was a fan. It's a fake sport. What do you do? They're all fake. How do you get out? There you go. Speaking of gay shit, these games, the price of games is going crazy. At least the pricing of the Switch, and the Switch game is going to be $90 allegedly. I think the Switch itself is going to be like something like $500, something like that. And of course, tariffs pending to make it even worse. But I think they were going to make this game, they were going to make these games expensive anyway. That was always the plan. Football did say they were gay. They do, football is gay. You gotta remember that. Can't forget. Never forget, football is gay. Their words, not ours. They want to make sure you know that they're gay. Not if there's anything wrong with that. Oh, you better cause some damage. As you see, not the biggest turnout because it's late. And you know what? I ain't been streaming as much. We do got a video up. Oh, shout out to the videos. We got a video about it's actually a sports video about the quote-unquote GOAT debate, and just some insight into how kind of frivolous it is, and how, you know, when you're talking about whoever the greatest of all time is, you're really talking about tiers. You're not talking about, there's no way you can come up with a singular greatest of all time for any sport, any position. It's just not something you can do. Heard any good new shit? Wasn't paying attention. Been listening to local underground shit. I've been trying to make shit. That's one thing I've been focused on. I actually had a decently productive day. But no, I have not. I need to listen to more shit. I was trying to find like synth pop artists, and just like, man, I need to listen. I need to reset my palette a little. You know, I came across like Arcade Fire and some of the material I missed from them. Oh Lord, this looks not fun. Fuck it. And I was like, man, you know, these bands I've been listening to since 2013. I need new bands and new artists. I need to listen to a lot of, not just from rap, just, I can find hip hop. Well, even though I welcome anything else, I just need a ton of new artists to listen to. I just realized that, like, man, I need new bands. I need new people from different genres. I feel very like I'm just listening to the same artists. I need, you know, if I'm supposed to be making music, you got to be inspired. You got to know what other people are doing. And I missed out on so many artists. I missed out on so much of music. You know what I mean? And it's so hard. It's not hard, but it just takes that extra effort to keep that extra bit of track. Yeah, compared to different eras, it's just impossible to do. And we need to, it's a byproduct of ESPN and Fox Sports and other things. That's just in the West. You talked about how the same thing applies for a lot of the football stars. And it's also made the game a lot, like, we don't even, it was like, it makes it hard to appreciate the games and the sports in general. Like, we need to have more patience, more, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be this life and death objective thing. It's not objective. That's the whole point. And it can never be objective because comparing different eras are so, it's just so, it's so impossible. We need to just appreciate the differences and appreciate things for what they were and what they are. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing about it. Then I'm going to be doing a lot of sports content. I don't know what to do for the channel. I might just do something. If I have a subject, do an impromptu video on my phone. I gotta release more videos. I am in a pretty good place with the algo. They usually give me a couple hundred views if I put something out. So I was like, man, put stuff out. I could have already been at 1,000 if I just put a little more elbow grease into it. Damn it, you missed. Yeah, push. It's attention farming. Yeah, and it's getting old, and it's ruining the conversation, and it's ruining really even the coverage of sports, man. Just like, man, all the nuance they're not talking about, especially you talk about basketball. Shout out to my Pistons. We're gonna fucking make the playoffs, and we were a terrible team the last few years. That's something relevant, and we deserve a little national coverage from that, just like other teams. You know, I'm just saying it because I live here, and I'm not just trying to be a homer. But you look at the Houston Rockets, it's like, man, they had a good team. You look at other teams. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of the free throw merchant SGA, but he's obviously still top player. It's just like, man, we're still talking about LeBron and Jordan every fucking week. It's like there's other conversations to be had about what's going to happen in the league. We don't know who's going to come out the East. Is Boston going to come out the East again? These are conversations that we should be having about what's going on right now. And instead, we're talking about same old shit every fucking, you know, every fucking time. It's just like, this is ridiculous.
Do your thing.
Is this really necessary? You know what I'm saying? Like, surely there's a better way of handling this. Was the case somewhere in South Asia? Country friend murked his friend over disagreement about Messi and Ronaldo. That's crazy. I feel like something happened similar with Jordan and Bron. I feel like there was a similar argument, disputes. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. And you know what? When shit get that crazy, you gotta blame the nut job who does it. You can't just say, oh, well, it's the sports fault. Like, no, it ain't the sports fault that y'all that crazy. Y'all chose to be that crazy. That's y'all decision. But, like, I don't know. This is supposed to be fucking fun, bro. Like, this is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a distraction. We already live in a world where you don't get as much distraction. You don't get as much of the fun that you want. So now you make something like sports, and then you fuck that up. It's like, come on, bro. Just let us just talk about the game. The whole point of sports media is to cover the game and to talk about the game. But it is a feedback loop, and it does work. And we know that we're in the engagement farming era for every piece of media. Well, that's the huge thing, and controversy creates cash and all that good stuff. But it's just, oh, jeez. I don't know. Get back to the games. Get back to the analysis. There's good analysis. There's good sports analysis on YouTube. I'll never be a part of it. I'm just talking my shit. But there are people really breaking this shit down. And, you know, if you do have an opinion, make an educated argument for it. Don't just ramble and yell on top of each other. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the argument. It's like, fuck that, bro. But this isn't just sports. This is the feedback loop. This is the way we do things now. The way we market things. Everything's about the negative. And that's why, listen, we're already negative. It's already kind of that's just the energy of the world. But that makes it even more negative. It's like nobody even wants to enjoy anything. We want everything to fail. I mean, it's like, okay, well. If we want everything to fail, we're going to get what we want.
You ready? I'll deal with that.
Kill him. That's crazy. But I mean, it's not surprising. That's people get stirred up. People fight over everything. And I guess, you know, the one thing that is the internet allows us to be in our cubby holes. And then we stay in our cubby hole. And then when somebody's not of the same cubby hole, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you know what I mean? How dare you? You don't think like I think? You must be, you know, crazy. And, you know, something you've said and I've said, and it, you know, it's been said, we live in a godless society. So now you got some people got to replace it with something. Whether it's a sports star, a rap star, a music star, a streamer, it's got to be replaced with something. So there you have it. Let's kill this fucker.
Keep it together.
God, my sinuses are killing me, man. Yeah, that's why I don't talk politics anymore. Watching Euro versus you say, hey, I'm happy for that shit. I tried to do a political episode Friday and it seemed like nobody wanted to watch it. I'm like, cool, that's music to my fucking ears. It's just, there's nothing to really talk about, man. Bunch of powerful assholes are gonna do what they gonna do. Yeah, that's why we'll talk politics, Euro versus USA online, political tires. Also, they hate each other. They've been manipulated by both governments. Absolutely. It's like, you know, we talk shit. I don't mind banter, as you would say. But it's like, come on, bro. Everybody mad. Everybody hate each other now. Get out of here. That's not genuine. We talk shit about each other, but everybody don't hate each other. Over what politicians is doing? Over the politicians? Who don't give a fuck about us, who all go to the same Diddy, eyes wide shut. All these Epstein list politicians, that's who we gonna, you about to slide over? You crazy? All of them are Epstein eligible, by the way. Even your orange man. He just got pictures with this guy and we just supposed to ignore that. I mean, I don't know about that, man. I ain't got no pictures with Epstein. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cool with him. I don't have to explain way nothing. I don't need to. Maybe he ain't on the flight logs, but do you need to be on the flight logs? By the way, speaking of Diddy parties, where were a lot of those Diddy parties? You know, and this isn't conspiracy theory. They were marketed. They were advertised at being at Trump Towers back in the 90s and the 2000s. So, you know, and we already know all the craziness with the Dems so-called here. And you know, the Crown and other weird. I mean, we know how weird these motherfuckers are. For motherfuckers to really be ready to slide over these creeps, like fuck them all. Like pissing on Europeans. Banter. Yeah, it's getting silly. The Minecraft movie is successful at the box office. I'm shocked, but I'm not. People still like to go to the movies. Something's got to be successful. We had that. Families still want to go see something, right? We know Snow White bombed. Something's got to succeed. So even though everybody looked at it crazy, that Minecraft movie, and probably rightfully so, motherfuckers, you know, we got to watch something. Brand recognition too. I mean, Snow White has strong brand recognition as well. It's just that we gotta watch something. If you had there are still people with families. If you got 2 or 3 kids, and you like, man, hey, it's a Saturday night, it's a Sunday night, or whatever. We got a weekend day, holiday, spring break. Let's go see a movie. It's not a lot of movies you can go see. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of movies you can go see. It's still. Where's Mr. Freeze? Tissy pissed off Paul calling West Belarus. Yeah, kids love Minecraft. That's another thing. You're right. Minecraft is still much more of a relevant brand for kids, and you know, Minecraft is a brand that has been been around long enough that your dad played Minecraft in 2011, and you might be a 13-year-old kid, and you love Minecraft. Your dad loved it when he was a kid, back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. So it's probably a stronger brand than the Disney brand is now. Because now, you know what I mean? Now the millennials, I'm going to be 40 soon. You know what I mean? So now the people who are in their 30s who have maybe younger teenagers, now they have a whole different media set that they value. So yeah, it is a much stronger brand than Snow White. And I think maybe, we'll see what happens with this this monstrosity they call the MCU. I know they got, and maybe that will still be successful just because of that strength of that brand. They got that Thunderbolts coming out, and then obviously Doomsday is eventually gonna come out in a couple years. Talking West Polaris, but yeah, kids do love Minecraft. I ain't talking about stuff like that. No. Kids do love it, and that's, hey. And like I said, there's still, as much as we're just tired of a lot of these shitty movies, there still is that desire to go to the damn theater. And I have that desire. I like going to the movies every now and again. And I'm not the only person. They ain't that teenagers a replacement for Legos. Like I said, it's a brand. If you started playing it back in the late 2000s, some of those people who have kids who are now between the ages of 8 to 12, and they would go see it, right? And they've played Minecraft and Roblox and other similar brands. Like you said, it is really just a replacement of Legos. Which is what it always kind of was. But it does still have a strong recognition for people of the, for a lot of people the last 15, 20 years. It's been one of the biggest games of. What the fuck is going on? Is this Optimus Prime? Shit. They keep calling Americans Nazis. That's interesting. It certainly wasn't popular. I guess more talk about the terrorists. I've seen China and U.S. are going back and forth. We'll just see how it plays out, man, at this point. We'll see how this shit plays out. Is it going to end up, maybe it ends up with just a lot less consumption. Or just a lot of things just falling out of favor because they're too expensive. We'll just see. We'll just see. All we can do is wait and see. Shit. Look at the old save. What you call it? Oops. I'm not a big fan. I am definitely not a fan of all the shit getting cut. But the tariffs, man, it just sort of is what it is. I'm still not a big favorite of the implementation. I think it's too gorilla pimp. We'll see how it works out long term. Some people seem to think, it could work out long term. All we can do is wait and see what happens. I do think like I said, I don't even know what the damn thing was. It was a British YouTube channel though, and they were talking about boycott the Americans, and it was like, boycott what? Like, and that's telling. It's like, well, if you don't even know what to boycott from us, you gotta understand why we would put these tariffs in, right? Like, if you're so mad, you're like, boycott what? They don't build anything. Like, well, exactly why this is happening then, isn't it? Like, almost like you understand the point of it. Like, I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, but like, if you can't even think of what to boycott, you're kind of making the point, aren't you? Heard an American woman in Germany, oh man, stabbing somebody, that's crazy. I know we get stabby out there. Hopefully we got other vigilantes. Oh, he did this in there. I'm supposed to be the only vigilante around here. I did do this in there. Yep. That's crazy work. She said, "Whoa, what the fuck? Do they not have self-defense over in Europe?" Is self-defense not a concept in Europe? I know they try to get rid of it here, but like, nope. Shit, if you defending yourself, then the fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy. Again, I'm just going off of you. I don't know all the details. I ain't doing, no deep investigation into everything. But that's just, off the surface of it, sounds nuts. Look. You have no idea the level of propaganda they're pushing in the UK and the EU. Luckily, you're on the fringe, but motherfuckers going crazy in the UK and the EU. I see it. Which way? How do I get? I'm supposed to be going. They want to domesticate everyone. I see. But that's still crazy. Self-defense. Just all of a sudden don't fucking matter because they just say it don't matter. That's nuts. It's like, no lines, all sheets. We have self-defense laws. They're pretty gay. You do have them. She'd be fine over here, but since it's Germany. But yeah, that sounds awesome. Sheesh. I mean, and they're gonna get what they want. They're gonna get us all domesticated. I mean, we already kind of are.
I was able to locate a new transmuter chip. The chip can be found in a village abandoned due to desertification. This erosion will spread if left unchecked, and eventually, the entire village will be swallowed by the sands. Do try to collect the chip before that happens.
Sorry I'm silent. Like I said, my sinuses are just killing me, man. I took some fucking allergy medicine earlier too. I'm not trying. Just they do shit. But the weather's been crazy. It's been kind of going back between cool and warm. So, oh sheesh, swimming. What's back there? Where did he put that thing? All his lawyers had to do is claim she did it because of racism. That's crazy. Why she's being sexually assaulted? What happened to the feminism? I thought feminism was over racism. I don't know. I don't know how the rules work. And shit, neither one of them from Germany, right? One's a migrant, one's American. So like, what the fuck? She's just supposed to just accept it. That's crazy. It's only used for the dudes and skirts. Okay. And that does seem to be the trend. Oh, shit. Why women are lower in the oppression than the poor immigrants. I see. That's crazy. That's a crazy story, man. Anything bad about Islam is racist. Even though it's made up of people of every race. Yeah, Islam is not a it's not an ethno-based religion. There's a lot of people from all sorts of nationalities, races, and whatnot. And I mean, listen, you're not. I never understood this idea that just because you're criticizing somebody who belongs to a specific group, that means you're criticizing or disparaging the whole group. Why can't you just be criticizing or disparaging that individual based upon what they did? You know what I mean? That's just an asinine. Regardless of what group we're talking about and what context, it's like, why can't the individual be held accountable for their decisions? It doesn't necessarily reflect on the whole group. Because, I mean, when you really look at life for the most part, most motherfuckers ain't doing shit, right? Most motherfuckers are not fucking with nobody, just living their life. So even when you take the worst statistics you could possibly find, they're still indicative of way less than the whole. And listen, sometimes those statistics may have may not be the nicest, whatever, but I just don't understand why the whole has to be. Oh wait, we still fighting? The fuck? Where's this thing? Take blame for the singular, the individual. Goodness.
Take over. My turn. Don't overdo it. Leave it to me.
It's impossible.
Come on.
This is annoying as shit. This is so fucking annoying, man. I just want to. Come on, bro. Oh boy. This is great game design. Finally. Let's like this fucker. Oof. It's different than carpet kisser is dark. Or could like a carpet kisser could be said for another group, but that I'll leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, that's crazy. And not to go Islam versus Christian, but it is weird that they, I don't know. Lesbos. That's what I thought about that. It's just it's weird, man. We know it's intentional. We know it's destabilization, divisiveness. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, fuck you. Got it. Not quite the best timing. Wouldn't let you say that one? Sheesh. No way. I got all three of these?
Well done. That concludes our thrilling analysis of the Corel Summon Crystal.
First one run. Oh, boy.
I
didn't know you couldn't say that.
Yet to obtain the requisite material. As I recall, you'll first need to confront the Divine via the combat simulator.
That's crazy. You guys tell me about all the stuff that he censored out of the chat. That is pretty nuts. They're so censor happy. It's domestic violence enthusiasts. They are statistically whooping on each other. Women beat on each other more than anybody other group. It's not even close. Unless you type that. I'm surprised. Yeah, it's surprised you let you type that. It's not. It's very much not close. Which that's crazy in of itself. So I was surprised too. You can't even say rub munchers. You can say they whoop on each other. Don't you make fun of eating box, but the fact that they box in is cool. It's okay to make fun of the fact that they box, but not the eating of the box. Hey, awesome one, appreciate you being here, dude. I know. Won't let you either, yeah? Apparently not. Let them munch rug in peace, apparently. Oh shit. Where's the... I'm trying to figure out how to get... Yeah, it must be a, they should. I think like munching on carpet. Whatever, man. I can't fast travel here. Got some over there. Cunt Mala Harris. Freedom. 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 What the hell are you doing here? Peter Puffer. Outside. Around it. Okay. It wasn't on the right fucking pixel or some shit. Gas gusher. Crazy work. What the fuck is it? There you go. Hey. What are you looking for? Sky Knight is lesbian. I don't know if it was true, but did y'all see the creepy shit that the I think it was it Elon's AI? One of those AIs. I was talking about some creepy shit. I forgot what it was saying.
Last chance.
Here go these fuckers. Explains, yeah, it does explain that last terrible Terminator movie. And who thought, like, hey, you know what? We've been, not the one before that wasn't that bad, you know, that great either. But it's just like, we've been doing all this shit. Let's just kill John Connor, who's been the whole fucking point of these movies since the 80s. Let's just kill him in the first 5 seconds or 5 minutes or whatever. Like that's what the people pay good money to see. Wildness. I mean, they've really degraded so many IPs the past 10 years now. And I mean, it's like, how can Hollywood even bring itself back? Like, oh, the one about how many lives each race and religion is worth. Oh no, I didn't. Is that a thing? I wasn't talking about it. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not shocked. I was just saying, you know, I thought that their whole thing was about, you know, the whole woke thing and the whole lot of that stuff was very pro-woman. They very much, I guess I did know of this quote unquote saying hierarchy, and I have spoken about each other, but I wasn't necessarily referencing it like hardcore, right? It was just like, that's the thing. I thought they, you know, But you're right. There is that like oppression totem pole, and if you're low enough on the inferred totem pole, because we've talked about it before with the LGBTQ, how that's that's the most oppressed quote unquote group. See some crazy stuff on 10,000 babies. Jesus Christ! Last Mission Impossible. What's going on with that? I didn't know what was the thing going on with that. I did see there was something about that. One of these animated movies, Acme. What's it called? Acme Versus. It's like a. I saw that they sold that, so I'll see how. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes. That I don't know if I forgot what it was, like a coyote movie, Wile E. Coyote and them. They sold, so I guess we'll see how that works. Coyote versus Acme. Yeah. That's what it is. But I'm not sure if that's what I was talking about. I read the trial. They ran some experiments. AI thinks whites and Christians are worth very little. Wow, I didn't see that. See, now I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about something totally different. I mean, it was still pretty scary. It was talking about like taking over the world. I was talking about something totally different. So no, I didn't hear that. That's crazy. I did not hear that, but that's crazy. I'm not shocked because we, like I said, we've talked about that hierarchy existing in that cult in general, but I didn't know that they had, or that the AI had been formalized on it. But yeah, as far as that Acme versus Coyote, or Coyote versus Acme, which I'm interested. It's weird that they don't care about the Looney Tunes anymore. Very sad. It's like those still beloved properties. You can still make good material with it. And what appreciate you being here, listless. You read The Trial. I have not heard of that. And there's a lot to unpack in that book. A lot of what the fuck moments. I see. Oh jeez. Kafka. Is that sheesh, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. That's the main scenario. What's the closest thing to it? So many fucking side quests that I could give a shit less about. Can I fast travel here? Can. Swim? Jeez. Sounds like the plot of Pulp Fiction. Yeah, this sounds pretty creepy. Can I use this? Guess we'll have to find out. I never heard of it. I'm gonna keep hearing about this bitch throwing up.
Bit overgrown for the poor old buggy. We'll need to carry on foot. Oh, I meant to say, there's a village up this way. Fancy popping in? The reactor's not going anywhere, and I bet we could all do with a wee cat nap, eh?
Sure, let's. Cloud, you okay?
I feel like I've been here before.
I didn't mean to speed up. As far as commentary, there's a lot on the law. Wonder if they're referring to civil laws.
What is it?
If you're serious about wanting to be our new best friend, how about giving us some insider info?
Well, if it's Dirty Laundry you're after.
See, they've already changed that in the story. That they, like, he just admitted. He admitted earlier that he worked for Shinra, which that was a shot. Oh, you work for Shinra? So now when he double crossed him, it's like, well, we already knew he shouldn't shock us. He could have been a double agent. Well, as far as it could have been made up, but it didn't sound like common law at all. Can't take East stories literally. OG, surrealist motifs, heighten the absurdity, and art of norm. I see. Speaking of Final Fantasy and just East stories and shit, I remember seeing a few weeks ago. I watched this very interesting documentary on why Japanese media, particularly games, but other media, have to kill killing godlike characters is a trope in Japanese media, and why that was very interesting, and how it links to just the history of Japan. And so even this game, the whole thing about technology and like this game is a commentary on what they call the lost generation of the late 80s and the 90s, and how technology and capitalism and everything was supposed to solve all of Japan's problems, and end up creating new ones. And that, you know, that's a huge part of this game's lore. So I'm like, that's an interesting thing. But just how it was interesting how, despite how much media I've seen, I never really recognized that, never really understood that. It was a very interesting thing. So it goes to, you were talking about e-stories not taking serious, just everything being a subtext for something else. That's what made me think of that. And it was very interesting how these different tropey characters, whether it was tropes, whether it was different deities in Japan being represented in a game or anime, but that it all relates to a different period in the history where rather the people were falling behind a concept, a ruler, a class, or whatever it was. It's just that that trope of having to kill a deity. And another kind of separate thing that really wasn't mentioned is how all of these quote unquote deities are not necessarily ever representing like the Most High, or they're all like these false deities. That's really what they're not necessarily representing of. Got a lot of absurdity. Some of it was pretty easy to read. What's going on, especially in an apartment? Let's see. Yeah, I had never heard. What's it called, the trial or something like that? Never heard it was basically I'll be a sexual predator and it's fine. That's pretty wild. Gogol. Gogol.
Telling them where we are, you furry fraud.
Piece of cake.
You knew this cat had two faces.
Let's do this. Let's switch it up.
You won't regret
All done.
It's not there. Uh-oh. Which direction do I go? Had to write a case brief. Not sure I did it right. Good luck. Shout out to the law. Shout out to Canadian law. Jesus, where the hell did that thing go? This is gone forever. Shit. I don't know what you want. Oh, there you go. Would you just spin around and just go somewhere? Okay, we going this way. I don't know where he went. Just keep fighting these things.
Deal with that.
If you insist, do me proud.
I'll make it quick. Come on, you'll ruin
Ready. A lot of Eastern writers at the time were railing against the modernity, especially a new class of bureaucrats who saw themselves as better than the regular plebs. I see. When is this book from? The trial. And, you know, reject modernity, return the monkey, obviously. But it's one of those things you're basically making a summary, case summaries. But I just took from it rather than explaining it all less effectively. The trial, I'm not sure. Modern. Not modern, I see. That's the thing about modernity. It always changes. What's modern today is old in the future. The 50s or 60s. Using absurdity to highlight how retarded everything is was the norm. Also protect the writers against the state's backlash. They could have gone to prison for the shit they wrote. Fair enough. That's probably a smart decision, obviously, to keep everything absurd. Yeah. Shout out to the mushrooms. Shout out to magic mushrooms. The hell's going on there?
It's about time. I'm freaking starving. Maybe lucky food will be on the menu.
Suspension bridge. Oh, shout out to Metal Gear Solid. I just seemed like something else is gonna happen. Just go to the. I gotta see what's over there now. This is the way to go. Definitely, that everyone was being victimized by the stupid procedure that meant nothing and no one cared. Howdy, Tom Jensen.
Did you know, Cloud, that forest chocobos use mushrooms as springboards?
Jeez, how do you call the chocobos? Trials from 1910s. Ah, geez, earlier than that, yeah. Let's see. Going the opposite way. Okay, let's just go back to where I was going then. I think it's just another way to get in here. Definitely interesting, huh? It's being cultured and shit like that, learning. All that good stuff. So there's something up there. I'll probably get a chocobo from me here. I'm probably about to end the stream. Well, not quite. I'll see what happens when we get to this time. Just let this little intro or whatever play out and then probably end the stream. Wasn't planning on streaming too long. Sciences are still killing me.
Are these? They are! Gungaga mushrooms.
They may be hard to come by in Midgar, but here you can't even for the things.
Wow.
Oh. Whoop on these kids.
Passing through.
What anime character that I never heard of is this?
Nothing. For a second, I thought you were someone else.
Goon mushrooms, she said. It sounded like that's what she said. Shout out to the goons. Don't goon, don't edge. What do you mean, you people?
You're here. Not to say very
Her name is quite. They gonna tell. It's probably some stupid anime name.
We're on a wee field trip, you see?
well then. Welcome to Gungaga. I'm Cisne, Coalition Captain.
Sis, now I told you it's gonna be some anime shit.
Didn't mean to startle you before. Just doing our jobs.
Token black guy, that's what's up.
Back to your
Shout out to.
posts.
That's why people be saying DEI. You just put some random dude. Like, just one black character, two black characters.
Reactor from that hill.
She did take that cat's mushroom.
Make sure to pay your respects, though.
She knows something about this cat that we don't.
Come on.
Goon Gaga. I think it's gone Gaga? But that's how they're saying Goon Gaga or whatever. We pick up Google short stories, make sure it contains the nose and the overcoat. Let's see.
Our village is a quiet one, as you can
All
tell.
these weeb
Let's
characters.
keep it that way.
That's the issue I have with this game. It's just so weeby.
Don't get a lot of visitors, what with the jungle. Can't even remember the last time. But that's part of this place's charm, I suppose.
Will do. What's going up here? Different compilations, I see. So I don't know what we praying to. Everybody just start praying. Exactly. Everybody, what are we praying to? I get. We just start praying and take, I guess, paying respect to something.
Thank you. So what is this?
Thank you for the explanation.
Years ago, the reactor here suffered a catastrophic failure.
Dandada.
It was old and couldn't handle the strain.
Black dude does not pray. Yeah, what the hell?
Maintenance which Shinra never provided. And then one day. So, they're cheap as well. This was the company's way of trying to make amends.
I'm surprised they even made the effort.
And thanks to the hard work of our people, Gongaga rose from the ashes, right?
That's nice and all. But one memorial doesn't buy absolution.
You guys must be tired. I know you've got things to do, but if you wanted to rest...
Where's Vincent? That's a good question.
Didn't they say no?
I don't know if Vincent is in this game. I can't remember. We should be relatively close. Because it's just two. It should be two more. Read the second. We got one more time before Vincent. After this one, it should be one more time before Vincent if it follows the original game at all. Which I don't know that it will. And I forgot how long this is going to go. He's trapped in a mini game. Yeah, he is trapped in a mini game. We should be coming up on him fairly I say fairly quick, but everything's fucking stretched out in this goddamn game. Everything is stretched out.
Telling species apart can be difficult. What looks like a Gungaga mushroom may in fact be poisonous.
Rainbow vag in the sky.
The difference is obvious. If someone-
The robot rainbow vag in the sky.
Which of these do you think they are?
Oh shit. I think this one.
Right ones. Correct. I suppose this scent does make it rather obvious.
Praying the big rain, then you can throw Yuffie out of the ass. I don't know what's going on. And yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I could switch Yuffie. I need to try to play with K Sith, which I never liked him in the original game. But yeah, Vincent and Sid, which I feel like one of them are like you can't play with in this game if I remember correctly. I don't know. Hashtag stretched out. Yeah, I think they do too much, and they probably could have saved themselves millions of dollars by not overpacking this game. And it's one of those things where you don't want to begrudge a game for adding content, right? We get so many games that skimp on content, but you also don't want to just live with tedium. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, you added content, but it's not really substantial. It's just different loops of gathering and you know, fetch quests.
What sort of thing would you go for?
I guess this.
Gonna go with the pot roast.
Why does that not surprise me? I remember Mom saying how Claudia's was the best she'd ever had. If you tell me what it was like, I could try and make it for you.
Tifa is shroom obsessed. Does seem pretty shroom obsessed. We already had the theory that area for selling weed. These old drugged out. These drugged out Zoomers. What the fuck? They all faded on mushrooms, weed, Midgard perks. I don't know what the fuck they on. Just wander around before shutting down, I guess. You know, I'm trying to find where's that asshole Chadley, so we can so I can try to fight for Alexander. Maybe that could be the end of the stream. It is weird that the racial background, because in the original game, pretty much every character, I mean, you may assume they're white, may assume they're Asian, but that, you know what I mean, they're not like, there's not a lot of black or any other race, right? It's just, I mean, obviously you got Barrett, but that's it, pretty much. And I guess that was always a weird thing that he was like the only fair-skinned character. And again, there is no, just like the anime thing, are they white characters or are they Asian characters? That's for you to decide.
Hey there! You treating your chocobos right?
But it's just, I don't know. What do you expect from Japanese creators? Exactly. That's a fair point. And so I guess that's always been a weird to say, just now to just toss random brown and black characters just throughout these cities to explain, yes, black people do exist in this world. But they always had this weird, I get, you know, listen, I'd much rather them do this than like make it too weird. I mean, they can make it weirder than this, man. They can make it really DEI heavy, and they didn't. So I'm not going to just, you know, toss a few faces and just went about their business. Getting nuked would do that to you, fair enough. Bear's just like, why don't lose? Yeah, it was weird that he was like, there's like no other black people in this universe at all except for him. And maybe another, is there another NPC? So they got little multiracial NPCs to try to X that. They, you know, they, like I said, they could have really went crazy with the DEI, wokeness, whatever, and they really didn't. So I got to give them credit for that. They deserve a lot of credit for that, honestly. As much as I'm critical of this game, because I've been playing it for now 2 years, damn near 20 parts, it still ain't beat it. Now, granted, you know, there's some of these streams only a couple hours, but we're talking about, we'll play 50, 60 hours of this game and still ain't beat. You're just like, ugh. And we really ain't halfway through. Jap racism. Heard they're getting a little worse with that. They're really, you know, they already got their population declined, but they're trying to, and they got a over tourism thing. They're trying to tax people for it on top of it. So it's not really, you know, what you want to call it, racism or just taxing people, but they're really like if you go into a bar, if you're a gaijin, you got to pay more. If you this, you know, if you're a gaijin, you got to pay. Basically, trying to tax the gaijin out there.
Friend of yours? Come in.
Please.
Your You're a soldier, aren't you?
Was.
You wouldn't happen to know our son, would you? Zach?
See how this shit goes. This might be story relevant.
Fine. What did you say his name was?
Zach. Zach Fair.
Zach? Sorry. No.
He did know. She used the voice on him.
Our son just up and left one day, determined to chase his dreams. At first, he wrote us all the time, but
When I first saw you, I thought maybe this is the girl he was always talking about. Sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable.
I doubt I was the only woman in his life. Charming guy like Zach.
Wherever he is, I hope he's enjoying himself at least. They do say no news is good news, right?
They sure do.
say, if you do happen to see Zach,
So they're getting worse because they got too much tourism. Plus, they started to import the third world, and shit ain't going well. Oh, that's gonna make things worse, especially for a nation that's already, going back to what I was saying. The whole
We should probably be heading back.
God killer thing comes from just the
Already?
presumed abuse the nation just takes. Rather, whenever something foreign enters, whether it's a concept like capitalism, whether it's the Chinese, whether it's the Americans, whether it's something, just something new comes here that's not from here. That's why they have such a defensive thing. That's why they something, they got so much shit about against quote unquote gaijin. Like if something new comes here, it usually fucks it up. That is a Japanese trope in their history. So them dealing with that, the import of the third world.
Another war has me worried. But I know I'm not the only
Protectionist, yeah.
person.
Like they do have a historical basis for that, and probably even a modern basis for that. I mean, we've seen all the content creators go out there and do crazy shit in Japan just for clout. I've seen drunk American videos, drunk Brits videos, drunk everybody videos. Everybody go out to Japan, and I can see them getting sick of it. And
That wasn't very nice of me. You remember me telling you about Zach, right? At the playground? How
can't see them put it up with it either.
Yeah.
this is where he grew up. And now that I'm here, it's a lot.
It's against their whole culture. And again, they have a habit.
I don't know. I had to say something.
There's a habit of being right. Something comes out from another country or another place. It comes there and it fucks things up. That's like a trope.
Pretty selfish, huh? Waltzing in there.
Well, I understand Yakuza got cut by the state, but what the fuck do I know? I ain't living there. Maybe that's pussy crusher info facts. Yakuza is still strong. Oh, I didn't mean to say
I
that.
don't know. They didn't seem to mind.
But I would have probably said that.
Sure they did. But thanks.
So, this Zach guy, you still like him?
Stuff reemerges with enough bullshit, yeah.
Wow. You went there, huh?
Yeah, let's talk about his eyes, but not her eyes.
He's never given me a reason not to.
And honestly, in general, I feel like the world is about to get a little bit more isolationist for its own preservation. It's almost preservationism, right?
Any news?
I gotta survive. You know what I mean?
Nothing. No calls. No letters.
That's your whole smashing theory, 304 smashing theory, yeah.
Leaving you out in the cold like this? Forget about that loser. He's a soldier, right? Then I hate to break it to you. But if he's been gone this long, the man is dead.
Cloud?
Sorry. I'm gonna go lie down.
Okay, we're gonna have a story reveal. I did want to.
That clears that up. He definitely doesn't know who Zach is.
Another time.
I think that's I'll go ahead and make a save. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. I guess here. I don't know. I don't know what to save or save over. Yeah, we're gonna call it a night. It's been pretty fun. Pretty fun. I'll try to stream a little bit more this week. I want to do a little bit more streaming. There is for those who care about the foosball, we got a video coming out tomorrow around noon, and I'm going to try to do more videos also this week. And in general, I want to up the content and just talk about whatever. It's going to be a lot of sports related stuff. Eventually, I'm going to sit through that god awful Batman movie and make a review. God, I just do not want to sit through that fucking horrible movie. But I feel like there's just not enough people criticizing the core of that movie. Hopefully they don't make a new one. And it just doesn't look like they are going to. And I mean, that Superman movie looks like that's going to bomb too. Only God knows what the DCEU and Warner Brothers is doing. But in event, and peace out, Fizz. We're out here. We're going to leave too. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to everybody later. Peace.